and welcome to another video. Today's video is my favourite thing to film of the month. It is my reading wrap-up. This is the reading wrap-up for July. Now I just want to forewarn you, August is going to be an amazing month for reading, so definitely come down to my Instagram and check me out and follow me. I'm going away on holiday for a month. I'm going to Greece for 2 weeks, Rome, and then Amsterdam. So if you want to see what I'm reading, what I'm doing, then definitely come over and follow me and check it out. And if you do come over and follow me, comment down below and say that I sent you from here. Maybe comment on my picture saying from YouTube or something funny, or like comment with an emoji, or I don't know. So yeah, I've got an amazing video going up on August 11th about what books I'm reading, and I kind of like go with you to my bookshelf and we go and pick them. But anyway, that's not what we're talking about here. We are talking about the books that I read in July. So let's get cracking, mother. First off is the sequel to The Curse of the Sphinx is Demigods and Monsters. Now, this book is by Ray Wagner, and normally sequels have this kind of like curse to them where like sequels are never very good. But this one defies odds and breaks chains and rules because Demigods and Monsters was a fantastic sequel. Now, it's about a girl who is a sphinx, and she is basically on the run from demigods of Apollo who want to kill her. She's a Greek monster. Now in this world, we have modern day world where everybody knows the Greek gods rule, but not only is there demigods and Greek gods, there are also Greek monsters, and she is a Greek monster. Now in the sequel, she has to pretend to be something else to protect herself from the people hunting her. So that's all I want to say without giving it away, but if you love books where you get to meet Greek gods and Greek monsters like mermaids and sphinxes and so goddamn much more, then you will love this series. It's a brilliant series of romance as well. The romance in here is really kind of realistic, which I like for a book that isn't realistic. So yes, Demigods and Monsters by Ray Wagner is super good. So check out that series. Next, The Crown's Game, favourite book ever. I really don't want to waffle too much on about this one, but if you like books set in a Russian Empire, if you like books with magic and powers, if you like books with God, like octagon, like not love triangles, love octagons or whatever, then you'll love The Crown's Game. It truly was my favourite book of all time, bar the Harry Potter books. Like, let's take them out of the equation. So yes, I love The Crown's Game. It was super duper good, and I can't wait for you guys to read it. Like, so many of you have been saying you've been buying this book and reading it because I was telling you to, and that makes me really happy. So please, if you do read it or buy it, let me know, because, oh, this book. Oh. Next, I'm moving on to Mary Ting and M. Clark, both the same person under different names. Now, this is My Clarity, my favourite new adult book by M. Clark, and this book follows a guy and a girl moving into this college dorm together and falling in love against the odds, and the girl's in a very vulnerable position. He's very protective. It's just this great budding romance story, but steamy because obviously it being new adult. There are themes of comas and cancer and drugs and alcohol and sex in this book, and everything is dealt with so respectfully and well, and I just love the way that M. Clark wrote this book. I kind of fell in love with it, and I really enjoyed the story. So yes, sexy book 101, honey. And obviously From Gods by Mary Ting, same author, different name for her YA novels. This is another Greek god book about this girl moving to live with her cousin for the summer before she goes to college, and she meets this family and they turn out to be Greek gods. It's basically Twilight, but demigods. And this book is filled with powers and like chasing against the time, against the clock kind of races. And the girl's basically being hunted by these like dead creatures, and she has to stop them by figuring out what she is and how she can utilise her abilities. So yes, From Gods by Mary Ting, very fast-paced and action-packed. I read up 2 proofs this month. Holding Up the Universe, which is Jennifer Niven's new book. It is about a girl who struggles with her weight and a guy who struggles with a condition which means he can't recognise people's faces. It was a wonderful, wonderful romance story. Again, I didn't enjoy it as much as All the Bright Places, but because it didn't touch me in the same way, but this one did touch you in a different way, and I think it was written for that reason. It's more of an uplifting, beautiful romance novel which you just can't help but fall in love with this character and the story. And then another book which I really enjoyed was Frostblood by Ellie Blake, which is a book coming out like down the line. I think I'm doing a cover reveal for this book, so it most probably is up by this video is already out. So if you do, and it is, I'll leave the link down below for you to see the actual UK cover. But this is about a girl who has the power of fire at her touch in an empire where people with the power of ice at their touch rule, and it's basically about her being taken under the wing of these priests and brothers to increase her ability, and then she gets put in these wars in this like awesome setting in like a very like gladiator theme, and she has to like fight people, and then it's like, oh my god, like destroy the throne. But yes, so good, loved it, great fantasy book. A book which I cannot stop thinking about is this like new adult book here called Song of Princes. Now this is the story of the Odyssey, the kind of prequel to the Odyssey, about the birth of Paris and Hector, about the beginning of Achilles' life, like about King Priam, and like all the pre-dated stuff to the Odyssey, and ends off at the point where Helen has been taken from Paris back to Troy, and the people from Sparta are like, right, we're going to get her back, like let's gather together all the kings in Greece and all of the boats, and let's set sail with 1,000 ships. That's where it kind of ends. I actually watched Troy the other day, which was so fantastic to watch Troy after reading this book. This is book 1 in the Heroic Chronicles. I honestly can't get enough of this book. I can't get enough of the author. I'm really looking forward to the rest of the series actually. It was just such an interesting read, like bouncing to and from dates and watching characters grow up. Now this very much is for somebody who enjoys a bit more of a slower, detailed book. Like it's not your common YA book, it's not action packed, it's just so detailed and wonderful, and you can kind of get this pre-origin story art. It's just amazing. I really can't recommend it enough for those who want a read that is literally like it reads as a classic. It's amazing. I also this month read an awesome mystery thriller which was Killer Instinct by S.E. Green. This is about a girl who's got an obsession with serial killers. Now it isn't until these deaths start happening around her that actually the serial killer takes an obsession in her, and it's kind of a race against who can find out who's the person first. Now our character here is very messed up. She's a very interesting character. She actually goes around killing people, but killing or she tries to go around killing people and to kill actual villains, like people who are going to rape somebody or going to kidnap somebody. That's who she wants to kill. She's obsessed with killing and serial killers, but she kind of does it for a right reason in her head. But then she obviously gets mixed up with this serial killer who's sending her like body parts, and it just kind of goes mental, and the twist at the end is bloody huge. It was a very quick read. I read this in one sitting, thoroughly enjoyed it, so yes, you should definitely go and check for this book out. Another book I read this month is Arises the Night, book 3 in the Gardella Vampire Hunter series by Giessen. If you want to see what the first ones look like, Rest Falls Away there, and this one is The Bleeding Dusk, book 2. Now, I read this book this month because Giessen told me that there's going to be a deal, and I have mentioned it, and this is the last time I'll be able to mention it, the last day you can get it, guys, but you can get all 3 books on a Kindle box set thing on Amazon Kindle, where their books are all together and it's for a reduced price. I do recommend you do it. I will leave the link down below. But this is basically, I don't want to go into this one too much and spoil the series, but I can kind of talk about what the series is about in a whole. And the series in a whole is about vampire hunters in like a bit more of a historical fiction setting. So think of Infernal Devices era. We're starting in London, and the book progresses and ends up in Rome, and it is about vampire hunters but also romance against the odds, fighting against the odds. Very strong heroine characters. It is very unique for a romance, like a super duper romantic and sophisticated read. Whenever I read this, I always get this Great Gatsby feel. I don't know why, and I know it's not set in America, but I get that very sophisticated and sexy feel from this book. It is literally like taking Buffy the Vampire Slayer, mixing it up with some historical fiction, and like that's what you could get. It's like super duper awesome. If you like Buffy the Vampire Hunter, I do really think you would like this series, so you should definitely check this out whilst you can and whilst it's on the Kindle box set deal. And last but by no means least, I read a book called The Witch's Kiss by Catherine and Elizabeth Kaur. Now this is a Sleeping Beauty retelling set in modern day, and the girl is a witch, and she meets this guy who keeps popping up and killing people, and she has to stop him from killing people by destroying the King of Hearts and all this stuff, and I don't really want to go too much into it. Now I gave this a 3 out of 5 stars. It wasn't my favourite book to read, to be honest, which is a shame. The cover's amazing, by the way, but if you like Sleeping Beauty retellings, now I do have a big issue with Sleeping Beauty retellings. Every Sleeping Beauty retelling I've read, I've not enjoyed. This one I've enjoyed the most out of all the other ones I've read, so yeah, if you like retellings, you will like this. This is very much a modern retelling and take, but it is very English setting, English countryside, English village, English like words, and yeah, it was interesting read, that's for sure. Like, I did enjoy it, it just wasn't one of my favourites. So there you have it, they're all the books I read this month. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know down in the comments below what you read this month and what you're going to be reading next month. Stay tuned for my TBR video, which will be going up tomorrow. And apart from that, I'll see you all again very soon. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye!